The first thing you do to mount the body after your pre-fitment is done, remember pre-fitment you're going to be loose fitting all the pieces, trying to line them up, see how the seams work. This is the step where we put the body mounts in place. So we're going to mount the lower section of the quarter panel. This is the plate. You're going to rivet this plate. I go as far forward as I can before it starts going up like that. So right about there, we'll rivet with 3 or 4 rivets into the sill. Once again, use silicone between the rivet and this plate so that you don't get rust later. This down here is the surface that you will rivet the lower edge of the quarter panel to. So that's the mount number 1. The other mount you will have is along the top edge. So along this top edge here is the flat of the fiberglass rail cap for the bed. So you're going to be riveting. Every foot or so, I put a flush rivet. Usually a good layer of silicone underneath the fiberglass. So I'll put a big bead down. I'll actually let the bead cure a little bit, and then I'll rivet through the area that's been bonded, with the silicone. Remember, the top ledge is covered by another aluminum plate at the end. So you'll rivet all along the top here. You're going to rivet down here on the steel. This is the old charger area behind the door. I rivet down here with the bonding agent or silicone, whatever you end up using. I don't rivet along this edge. I only bond along the rest of this edge so as not to get any print through when you paint the car. So I do a couple of flush rivets here, 1 and 2, bond all along the edge here as we go to the rear. The top edge, obviously you have rivets going all the way to the back. In the rear area, you've got this plate. So your tailgate is lined up at the very, very end before the body goes on by putting this reinforcement plate under here. So without the reinforcement plate, this moves a little. So you can adjust the gap on your tailgate. And then when you like the gap, go ahead and rivet that plate underneath with flush rivets on the top. So that's the reinforcement plate there. And once again, your body is mounting all the way to the rear. And then at the very bottom here, you're going to use a 90-degree plate. So the tail light assembly is here, which I'll show you in the next video. But the tail light assembly has a little fiberglass floor that's hidden. This plate goes underneath that floor, and you can actually mount the body to the rear area where the tail light is. And that's it. The bottom hangs free. You can use all of the stock bolts from the liner. You're going to want to put or if you end up using these bolts to hold your liner, you're going to put a little wedge epoxied inside the fiberglass so you can run a self-tapper or a bolt to hold that. So that's really it. We're going to take the body and position it next and put a couple of pilot screws in so that we can see how the finished fit is.